what is identity theft exactly, and why was it so important at Shadow Crew?
You see, that's a good question. To answer that, you've got to answer what is identity. So back in the day, before the internet, the identity was your social security number. It was your date of birth. It was that basic PII. Maybe some address history was mixed in with that. But today, what is identity? Today, identity it's your PII, it's your social, it's your date of birth, it's your address history. It's who you associate with. It's the sites that you visit, what you buy, what you like or don't like online. It's your biometrics. It's the way that you hold your phone. It's the way that you type on your phone. It's all these things rolled in together is your identity. So identity theft, if you're doing it online, can be the spoofing or the stealing of any of that data or biometrics or anything else that happens in order to gain access to a target website or to commit some sort of fraud or crime. The reason I say it like that is I don't always need someone's social security number in order to take over an account. Sometimes it helps, but I don't necessarily need that. Sometimes I just need your password and login, or sometimes I just need your biometrics from your cell phone. Something like that will allow me to access an account, pretend that I'm you on that service, and then defraud that service in your name. So that's what we're talking about with identity theft.
Look,
Shadow Crew, you're absolutely right.
Just give me an example of the company that you might do. Like, how would you do it? Because typically I still need to enter my numbers if I'm going to use my Amex. What website would you try to exploit using my biometrics data?
Let's talk about, let me try to pick one that won't be really pissed off at me as I talk about them.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical, she says. Okay, so let's talk about fintech companies. We'll just talk about fintech companies as a whole. That can be PayPal. It can be Cash App, anything else like that. All right. Yep. What I would do is typically you can go on the dark web or one of these criminal marketplaces. You can buy someone's credentials, so their password and login. All right. I go and I sign into that account. Now, once I sign into that account, depending on the security of that website, sometimes the only thing I need to be able to do some sort of action is just the credentials. All right. So your password and login, once I sign in, if the website has very low security, I can go in there and start doing whatever I want to do. Send money out, maybe change the billing address to order replacement cards, whatever I need to do at that point. All right. If the security is more advanced, I may need to spoof the browser fingerprint of your cell phone. So what am I talking about there? So when you visit a website, that website typically captures about 42 different unique characteristics of your cell phone. It captures the cell phone, the IMEI, it captures the browser type, the Java type, the language, the date, the time, all these different characteristics. It's enough, those 42 unique things can potentially identify one specific person out of millions of different users on that one website. So what I can do is I can use your password and login, your credentials, and spoof the browser fingerprint. And sometimes that's enough to trick that website into thinking that I'm you. And at that point, I can start changing information, sending money out, whatever I need to at that point in time. All right. Sometimes it goes a little bit further than that. Sometimes I'll need if they've got even better security, sometimes I'll need the password and login, maybe the browser fingerprint, and then I'll also need an IP that matches the geographic or the zip code area that you are actually in. So what I'll need to do at that point is buy a SOC 5 proxy. So what happens is you take an attacker, a criminal, he may be located in Ghana, Nigeria, wherever. By using a SOC 5 proxy, he can make it appear that he's in Florida, Colorado, California, wherever he needs to make it appear. And those things cost about 30 cents to $1. All right. So that's another tool that I would use to gain access to your account. So it just keeps going from there. Depending on the security of the site is the different types of tools or information that I would need to get information, access, data, or cash from that website that I'm trying to victimize.
And all that stuff is out there. Like would you say like, okay, I'm going to do Brad Pitt's information today? You know what I mean? Or like whose identity would you know to try to go after? You know, like how do you find the targets?
Well, it's interesting that you would say that. A lot of people, and I'm asked this at conferences quite often, you know, what can we do to make sure that our information isn't compromised? Well, there's nothing you can do for that because your information has been compromised for years. Just last year, we had over 2,500 just reported breaches. Of those 2,500 just reported breaches, over 57 billion records compromised just last year. So everyone's information is available. The reason you may not have been victimized yet is think of it as the worst lottery on the planet. There's just simply not enough criminals to get to you yet, but they're coming. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And usually it's a question of, well, it's not really your first time, is it? So if you can accept that, then you can ask the next question. What can we do that if a criminal gets our information, he or she can't use it? And that's the more appropriate question to ask. But we have to really get to understand that all of our information is out there.
Gathering around the dinner table has been the catalyst for change since the beginning of time. Ronald Reagan once said, all great change in America starts at the dinner table. If we can return to eating meals together as a family, then we can create the conversation and change we want to see. Maybe it feels overwhelming to get everyone together and still have the time to make a great meal. But Good Ranchers makes it easy. You pull out a Good Ranchers package of beef, chicken, or seafood. You season it with a little salt and pepper, cook it however you like. Boom, off to the races. Or buy the pre-marinated so you don't even have to season it. Every box you get is superior quality, flavor, and value. Good Ranchers is a company that supports American agriculture and business. You're already buying meat, so why not support an American company like Good Ranchers? Use my code Megyn to get $30 off your order plus free shipping. Make gatherings at the table easy and fun with Good Ranchers. Go to goodranchers.com/Megyn, MEGYN, to bring your family and friends to the table and eat some seriously delicious food once you get there. goodranchers.com/Megyn. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.